G'day and welcome back to Project Twin VNT. In the last episode, I completed the engine swap and I built some girthy wheel arches. In this episode, it's time to start looking at the intake pipework. Starting by mounting the intercooler so I have something to aim at. Here's roughly where it's going to go, only I'm holding it upside down. Don't worry, these brackets are only temporary, but it'll fit something like this. Here's some slightly nicer ones for the top with speed holes, and some streamlined ones to go in the bottom. I could not have got this thing any closer to the condenser. Right, time to choose a grill. And after shaving a lot of plastic off the back, it still doesn't fit. In some places I really can't remove any more, and up the top I think it's hitting here, where I can't cut any deeper either. So I'm not sure I'm happy with that. I mean, I couldn't ask for better airflow, but I'm just not sold on the look. I can't make up my mind, so I'm going to move on to a different part of the project and come back to it later. This is going to be exhausting. This piece is a little too close to the slave cylinder for my liking, so I'm just going to cut, spread, insert, clean, tack, and tack this piece in. Ready for the transition? Much better. Now connecting it to the dump pipes called for some extremely awkward welding, but I managed to produce this. There was no way I could have successfully built the requisite Y-piece in situ, so this device should allow me to do so on the bench and still have it line up when I'm finished. But first, I'm going to bolt some more steel to it. And then weld even more steel to it. Then attempt to remove a bolt that is far too hot. And then remove my original efforts. Why all this messing about? Well, the original bracing was all I could get onto it in position on the car, but it was in the way of the pipe I wanted to run. The new brace is not in the way, and being bolt-on, I can repeatedly trial fit it on the car as I go. As if by magic, compared with the previous lobster backing, this was actually relatively simple. I did what I could to avoid warping this while I welded it up, but unfortunately the flanges have moved slightly too far apart. What I'm going to do to correct this is apply a bit of heat along this joint here with the TIG, and then quench it. This causes the quenched surfaces to contract. Yes, this puts extra stress on the pipework and increases the risk of it cracking, but it was either that or start again, so if it cracks, that's what I'll do. I hope it fits around the oil lines. Of course it does, because I was checking as I went. It's not like I forgot about it until the very end. After using that exhaust brake, I've decided I'm not happy with the intercooler jutting out the front the way it does, and the answer was obvious all along. At least it was to one of my mates, who gave me the idea. Thank you. The old intercooler used to fit just fine, and it had both its outlets on one side, so all I have to do is weld another outlet on the U-bend of the old intercooler, making it a 2-into-1. The two intercoolers are quite similar, however the driver's side end tank just fits behind an AC hose, which allows it to be fitted about 10 or 15 mil further back. I've knocked up some new mounts for it, because I made the old ones while I was fooling around with a gasless MIG, and these new ones should offer a little bit better airflow. And they're shiny. Here's how I make these tube attachments. Find some tube that just fits around the right sized in-hex bolt, then grab a washer for said bolt, and weld it onto the tube. Being thin, this requires very few amps. Now if I'm just a little bit clever with the corner cuts on these braces, I can use the same pieces as gussets. The fit is about as tight as before, only this time woohoo! But wait, there's more. That extra airflow should give me about another 20 horsepower, I reckon. Time for a big messy hole. I wish I could say I had a spreadsheet for this, but I just guessed. Yes, I gave it a thorough clean out after this, several times. Meanwhile, on the inlet side, bugger. Just sharpen that corner a little bit, heaps of room, and widen to reveal some shoddy alley welding. The grill still fits though, pretty cunning, don't you think? We're not done yet. Now that's more like it. That'll do for episode 8. I've got the exhaust sorted and I've mounted the intercooler twice. Thanks for watching.